Hey, it's Kelby from the Cadillac 3. We're at Del Mar Hall. Me and Brandon right here, the fourth Beatle of the band. Del Mar Hall, St. Louis. We're going to do a rig rundown of my rig, and I'm going to let Brandon take it away.
Cool. I guess first things first, we'll just start with the lap steels. These are custom built by McLean Guitars. There's out of, he keeps moving. He's like south of Tennessee. So
out of Marshall Shoals, I think.
Yeah. So these are custom built for him. This is his second run. These are much thicker. They've got custom wired pickups in them. One's tuned to open D and one's tuned to open F. So the real fun is down here. That's where Kelby gets most of his sound. So what we've got going on is through this pedal here that I've kind of done some scientific things and built a pedal for him, and this has a low pass filter on the bass output. So we go through the bass output, and then we go through an EQ just to cut down like problematic frequency, and then we run it through a sub octave. When we come through the bass side, the sub octave, it drops it down from just a regular D to a sub D, like just the octave lower. And then just like any bass line, we just go through this bass DI and comes out this bass. And this thing here, it just has it has like a color boost presence thing that we add to it through this DI that the MXR bass DI does really well. So that the bass side is it sounds more complex than it really is, but it's actually a real simple line. We're just, like I said, we go through this low pass filter to cut all the highs, through an EQ to cut some problematic low end, we go through the POG to create the sub low end, and then we go through the MXR bass DI, and that creates the bass presence and sound that Kelby does. And then, so this other part of it is on the same pedal here, there's two outputs. So the other output is the steel side, and on the steel side, it's another simple thing. It's not a lot of pedals. It just goes through a carbon copy delay to give it like a slap and more presence on the thing. We go through, this is a pedal that I've built, it's a classic boost drive. It's just a transistor boost, gives the really nice 70s sound to it.
That CBD by Stoney Pedals.
We try to keep it very, I don't know, organic, and we like old school things. Yeah. So I tried to go back and find a bunch of older pedals and kind of clone them. So this is a classic boost. So, and then through just a straight reverb and a straight delay, the DD7. We chose the DD7 because it has the tap feature. And then last but not least, we go through this, the Keely Compressor 4-knob. What's really great about this is it has a blend, so you can blend like your compressed sound also. It gives it a nice tone shape. And then what's really cool with what Kelby's doing is he's very dynamic when he plays. He sometimes controls a lot of his levels through his volume pedals. So these volume pedals will be bass player and steel player, or bass and steel together. So you just never know where he's going with it. It's I wish sometimes people could see his feet, because it's so much going on here as it is up top.
I didn't think any of this was down here.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on down here. So, you know, in the Keely Compressor, because he's so dynamic, it lets him like dig in. Sometimes it compresses him, but it also lets some of the more nuances or whatever that come out. So it's real cool. So I mean, his sound is the most complex.
Yeah.
I guess if you want, man, I can let Kelby sit down and he can play a little bass, a little steel, kind of show you like how he separates them.
Yeah.
It's basically like so like the South is like. So it's a lot of straight eights.
Yeah.
And then hitting the exits. So if I'm playing kick snare, that's all I'm doing the whole time.
Yeah.
Like coming from a little bit of the bass background,
bass,
my old
yeah.
band, so I'm like. That's it all day long.
No one else is really doing this type of setup.
Something different for sure.
Yeah.
Kelby has all orange. So we're using the MK or the AD200 bass amp, and just like any other, we're just running bass to do it like a bass guitar. The AD30 is his main 412 cab sound, and then we're using the OR15. The OR15 here is for run through this Fender Deluxe that I've taken all the amp out of, and what I've done is put it's just the 10-inch speaker. So what we like is the 10-inch separates our big sound to the little sound, and we still use gain and things like that. So it's a stack of sound here.
Yeah.
This is the wall of sound.
No shit. He's been using